bit about yourself.
Okay, well, I am currently a student in Cal State University, Long Beach. I'm going to be a double major with computer engineering and audio engineering. And I am involved in a couple of ministries, one on campus with Campus Crusade and at LifeSpring Church, obviously here. And I don't know what else to say. Wow, this is really bad. You should cut this out. I don't know if I could say a little bit about Thailand, but Thailand is a very broken nation in every respect. And I say that even having only been there and spent only about 2 months there, and it's like from a spiritual aspect, it's like, in my personal opinion, I would say that the spreading of the gospel, or for people to preach the gospel and for Christians to exist in the nation of Thailand, is completely and purely 100% impossible because of the religious and spiritual makeup of that society. And I say that because they come from a predominantly Buddhist background, being, I think, recall the statistic being like 97% Buddhist, but their Buddhism isn't even true Buddhism. Their Buddhism is like a mix of Buddhism with Hinduism and animism, and it's just like what they believe. Most people in their society, they don't know what they believe. It's kind of like America, where supposedly 90% of Americans are professed born-again Christians, but obviously we know that's not to be true.
What made you interested in Southeast Asia as a mission field?
To be honest, I really wasn't initially. When I went, first time I went to Thailand, I went with Campus Crusade, and it was my first overseas mission trip. I was really unfamiliar with the whole concept of it, and even my calling for missions was very new to me. Actually, I wanted to go to Turkey, and I wanted to focus on Middle Eastern and Muslim nations, but for some reason I ended up going to Thailand. I'm not really sure why I did that. I can't really explain it. I was blown away. I couldn't, like, words can't even do justice or describe the amount of blessing that God has given me and the things that He revealed to me there. To just go out and preach the gospel and just witness to people and disciple students and staff and other people around me. They're such awesome people. They love you, and they'll always just open up to you, and are very friendly, generally speaking. And so, like, when you have those people that are like that culturally, and then you add in the Christian influence, then you have a group of people that are just so incredibly loving. It's just like, wow, I wish Americans were like that.
Thailand is a very broken nation, more so than people perceive to be. Thailand is known as that nation, the land of 1,000 smiles, and people are so friendly. But what people don't understand, and what a lot of missionaries don't understand, is that Thai culture is so rooted in Buddhism and their concept of Buddhism, which isn't actual Buddhism, but that's a whole different story. But that when you preach the gospel to them, what they perceive your message to be is a concept of religion. And so Thai culture, they're very religiously pluralistic, and the fact that Christians even exist is a testament to God's sovereignty and His awesomeness. And one of my testimonies, one of the greatest blessings I had was I was working with this Thai student. I believe he's about 20 years old. But I did this Bible study with this one guy. His name is New. And this guy who's never shared his faith in his life outside of witnessing with the staff. The next day he comes up to me and he says, "Josh, I stayed up until 4 a.m. sharing my faith with my roommate. And I just kept talking to him for like 3 hours and I couldn't stop." And I was like, "That's awesome." And I was about to, and I thought, and I kind of looked at my missionary friend and I was like, "Oh, what if New gave the message?" Which was totally far-fetched. Like, no one would ever do that. It's like, no student would ever step up to do that. It was like the most furthest thing from anybody's mind. And I suggested it to him, and then he just jumped at it. He's like, "Okay, I'll do it." And he did it right there on the spot. And he basically taught about what we covered like over a Bible study when I did one-on-one with him. And people were just so blessed by his message, and he was so like eloquent and speaking, like it was just like, I could just see God working and moving. It was just crazy. And you know, God is really moving in that place, and probably slowly but surely, but definitely the gospel is spreading, and I truly and 100% believe that it is impossible for the gospel to spread in the nation of Thailand. And the fact that even 0.5% of Christians exist is a testament to God's power and sovereignty in this world. And so that is a very quick, short testimony. If you'd like to talk to me more, I'd be more than happy to share with you. I've talked to a bunch of people already for hours and hours. Just know that if you get me started, it's very hard for me to stop. So. All right, thank you.